This is lesson 11.1, the length of day project revisited, the parent help video for grade 3 everyday math. We have 4 vocabulary words that we're looking at in today's lesson, and those are these here. So the first one is winter solstice, and the winter solstice, it's the shortest day of the year, so it's the first day of winter. The next one is summer solstice, and that's the opposite. That's the longest day of the year and the first day of summer. And then we have the autumnal equinox and the vernal equinox, and this one is the first day of fall. Okay, so you can see autumn. Okay, the autumnal equinox, so it's autumn, the first day of fall or the first day of autumn. And then the next one, the vernal equinox, and that's the first day of spring. And on these times, the daylight is just about equal. And what we want kids to be learning in today's lesson, we want them to be able to use addition and subtraction to solve problems when we're talking about time. So, for example, if we say something like, at 12 o'clock, we go to the library, and then after 1 hour and 15 minutes, we're going to go eat lunch. What time are we going to go eat lunch? So we want kids to be able to add an hour and 15 minutes, for example, to this 12 o'clock time. And they'd say, okay, well that would mean if it's an hour and 15 minutes, I'm going to add it and it'll be at 1:15. We go to eat lunch. And then I might say, well, in 2 hours before that, 2 hours before we ate lunch, we were at the park. What time were we at the park? So we would want kids to be able to say, well, that must mean we were at the park at 11:15, if it was 2 hours before that. Okay? Those are the kind of addition and subtraction problems with time that we want kids to be able to do, and those can get a little bit tricky. So that is a great one to practice with at home, especially with the schedule, whatever you've got for a schedule going on. That's an excellent one to do at home. We want kids to be able to use graphs to ask and answer simple questions. So they've got to be able to look at a graph and kind of understand what it's about. Oh, okay, this is about how many pets each person has, or this is about how many 100s the whole class got all together on a spelling test or something, and be able to ask questions that make sense about it. Okay, well, who has the most animals? Who has the least animals? How many more animals does Joey have than Billy? Okay, those are the things we also want. And also use graphs to draw conclusions. So by looking at information on a graph, we want kids to be able to make sense out of it. And then also use relationships between units of time to solve problems. So just being able to understand, there's 60 minutes in an hour, there's 60 seconds in a minute, and being able to solve problems that have to do with time, hours, days, months, years, working on those things. So as far as how you can help with this at home, any questions about telling time, any questions about how long before something happens, how long ago something happened, converting into hours, into days, into minutes, okay, into years, anything like that. Those sorts of conversions back and forth will help kids be able to think about this. So this is lesson 11.1, the length of day project revisited, the parent help video for grade 3 everyday math.